Next speaker is His Excellency Mr. Edward Nabaldian, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia. Your Excellency, you have the floor.
Madame la Directeure Générale, Monsieur le Président, Mesdames et Messieurs, je félicite Monsieur Stanley Smata pour son élection en tant que président de la 38e session de la Conférence générale de l'UNESCO et adresse tous nos remerciements au président sortant, Monsieur Haoping. Monsieur le Président, depuis sa création en 1945, l'UNESCO a accompli un travail remarquable en réunissant les pays dans leurs efforts en faveur de la promotion de la paix et du développement durable à travers l'éducation, la science et la culture. Dans le cadre des célébrations du 70e anniversaire, l'Arménie a accueilli la conférence internationale sur le rôle de la culture dans l'agenda du développement durable après 2015, avec la participation des représentants de plus de grands pays et organisations internationales. La déclaration d'Erevan adoptée par la conférence condamne la destruction des trésors du patrimoine culturel de l'humanité. Malheureusement, aujourd'hui, cette question est devenue plus cruciale que jamais. À cet égard, la situation actuelle au Moyen-Orient est un sujet de grave préoccupation. La destruction par les terroristes de plusieurs lieux sacrés, de monuments culturels anciens de Palmyre et de Nimroud, l'explosion de l'église arménienne des Saints Martyrs à Deir Zor, qui abritait des restes des victimes du génocide arménien, et d'autres actes barbares constituent des crimes contre la civilisation. Ils nous rappellent les crimes semblables perpétrés contre l'héritage culturel de l'humanité, la destruction des statues monumentales de Bouddha de Bamiyan, des mausolées de Tombouctou, des milliers de croix de pierre arméniens au Nakhichevan et d'autres monuments. Ces crimes qui n'ont pas été réprimés à l'époque ont effrayé la voie à de nouvelles atrocités. L'histoire nous montre que l'impunité donne naissance à de nouvelles crimes. Mr. President, in an era when the protection and promotion of human rights are considered to be an underpinning concept for the civilized world, intolerance towards the values of civilization belonging to others, intentionally damaging or destroying cultural or religious heritage must be condemned with the same resolve and determination as violence against people. The international community should act in a resolute and timely manner to protect what is still possible to preserve. Mr. President, Armenia has continuously drawn the attention of this high body to the appalling situation of the Armenian cultural heritage in neighboring Azerbaijan. In Nakhichevan region alone, thousands of medieval crossstones, hundreds of Armenian churches, monasteries, and other sacred sites have been completely destroyed by Azerbaijan in an attempt to erase all traces of the people who have inhabited the region for centuries. In its report for 2015, the US Commission on International Religious Freedom made a reference to the vandalized Armenian cemetery in Nakhichevan and reported that the religious freedom in Azerbaijan has further deteriorated, including by bringing examples of Baku's only remaining Armenian church, which is currently used as an archive for the presidential administration, and the confiscated Lutheran church turned into a concert hall. If we, UNESCO, and other international organizations do not act today, what would be the future of those and many other endangered monuments tomorrow? In a sharp contrast to this, neighboring Iran has made great efforts to preserve and protect the Armenian cultural heritage. The Armenian monastic ensembles of Iran, the oldest of which dates back to the 7th century, were inscribed on the World Heritage List by the Iranian government. On our part, Armenia reconstructed the Iranian 18th century Blue Mosque in Yerevan and is going to inscribe it on the World Heritage List. Armenia tries to make its own contribution to the efforts aimed at preservation of the world's cultural heritage, including through constructive engagement in the relevant bodies of UNESCO. Mr. President, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the UNESCO Convention Against Discrimination in Education stipulate that education should promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial and religious groups. taking into consideration UNESCO's unique role in the sphere of education, we call upon the organization to create within its educational programs an overview mechanism that will examine and evaluate the textbooks of the member states, especially in history and social sciences, with a special emphasis on exclusion of intolerance and xenophobia. Azerbaijan attempts to distort and alter the centuries-old Armenian heritage, culture, and history. In this country, the rewriting of its own history is continued by means of misappropriation or annihilation of the traces of other cultures on their territory, or even more, by privatizing the cultural heritage of the neighboring nations. A country that appeared on the political map of the world less than 100 years ago has territorial and cultural claims towards the country and the people, the several millenniums history of which is recorded from the ancient times. Armenia is strongly committed to the ideals and goals of UNESCO and will continue expanding its involvement in the UNESCO initiatives and programs. Thank you.